You need a heart, but you'll switch. Play your cards that you deal with. I'm a terror, I'm flipping myself, so show me love and we set like Elledge. Yo, this is Cam and this is the Yugi-Flow, and it's September, so you know what that means. Banlist predictions. I see everyone doing them. I got my own list. Let me know what you think. Here's the thing, before my list, I'm just going to go ahead and give a disclaimer. I have not been in this community long enough to be able to explain to you why 90% of the cards are on the ban list. So I'm not going to be including any random cards. Very seldomly will I include a card that I wasn't around for because I don't know why it got banned. I'm sure it was a reason. Like, someone past me might see Zexal on there and be confused, and it's like, nah, you play against Zexal, you get it. So we're going to now start off with cards that are forbidden, that I think either should stay forbidden or should have a chance to move down to the limited section. I'm only going to move everything down once, and I'm not moving anything to semi-limited. It's just, I don't even think we need that list, if I'm being honest. If it works at 1, then like it's either great at 1 or it can go to 3 or just ban it. The 2 it just doesn't make sense for consistency purposes. Okay. They are not unbanning Max C. Stop asking for it. It's crazy. I feel like you guys are trolling. Because why do you want Max C unbanned? Like, everyone is unban Max C until it's unbanned, and everyone's gonna complain that hand sizes are too large and that control decks control the format and it's so slow to play. Like, y'all complain so much. Oh my gosh, be happy with something. This is the best format I've ever been a part of, and I hear people complain all day about it. It gets frustrating. I'm sorry, it just does. Max C is going to lead to a format where it's set 5 and pass. Do you want a format where we are taking 20 turns to get a duel over? I understand you don't want 2 turns. I feel that. I don't want 20. Like, there's a median, I'm sure. Thunder Dragon Colossus is not being unbanned. Again, this is only something I'm mentioning because I've seen a lot about Thunder Dragon Colossus. I wasn't there for the banning of it, but from what I can tell about the card and how it can be turboed out in certain decks, we don't want that. Some things just aren't good for the game. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want VFD ever to come back. We definitely don't want this to come back. Some cards are just bad for the game. Here's where I get a little more positive to my Pendies. I think Electromite should come back. I don't know what it does. And I'm sure that when it comes back, it's going to make pendulums way more broken and make it way more frustrating. I'm at peace with that for this reason. Pendulums is a mechanic that nobody uses. Konami got to start making cards that make pendulums relevant. People need to play pendulums. I don't care how broken you feel it is. I've only lost to the pendulum deck once. My entire time playing this game. One time. Online, in person, one time. And it's the very, 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 very first match I played online. So if you take away my very first match where I didn't even know how the game worked, and I was playing with Charmers, I never lost to pendulums. That's a problem, because I play a lot. Pendulums need something to kind of kickstart it. Konami's probably going to ban it the next ban list, but it should put pressure on them to add some better pendulum support in the future. Why was Dryden banned? I'm lost. So you're just going to force pure Zoo decks to go second? Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't have a problem with Dryden. Like, if you were one of the people complaining about Dryden, you probably were a casual player who was irritated because people were playing Dryden, but it was keeping Zoo relevant. Like, I understand Zoo is doing a really good job doubling back and trying their best to stay relevant, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, that Dryden hit was bad, and I don't understand why they did it. I don't think Dryden was ever a problem. It caught me off guard. I think the OCG did it, and everyone complained so much that we should be like the OCG, which I 1,000% don't agree with at all. I think they banned it, so we banned it. Dryden wasn't a problem. Bring Dryden back. But to 1. Electromite as well. Limit to 1. Okay. So now we're in the limited section. Beatrice, why are you guys asking for Beatrice to be banned? I don't understand. It's that one, you're just trying to kill Drytron because you don't like it. It's a really, really, really good deck. It probably does need a hit. I agree with that, but hitting Beatrice is gonna mess up Burning Abyss, and it's already at 1. Like, I don't know what you guys want from this. Beatrice at 1 is perfectly fine. I don't see a problem with it. Mirage Stallion, say let's go ahead and bring it back. Let's put it at 3. I think Solomon Great needs a boost. It's a solid deck, but it's not a tier 1 deck, and I'm just curious if this will change it. I think it'll be something good to try. Just try it out and see what happens. Okay. And maybe a few months ago, I would have had a different opinion of this. Call by the Grave, gotta stay at 1. Reason being, I was only looking at Call by the Grave for hand traps, which then put it at 3. We want to limit the hand traps effectiveness. I feel that. But it doesn't only hit hand traps. So because it doesn't only hit hand traps, Call by the Grave by itself a lot of times could be a win condition. Like taking out your opponent's best monster and it can't activate its effect this turn or next turn. Like, that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I play Dinos, again, as everybody should know. And let's just say, for the sake of this, I summon Obi to the field in a grind game, and they call by an Obi in the graveyard, and you already took my miss to 1, so I've already used it. It's banished. I'd lose. Like, you should have to hope to draw a card like that. You shouldn't be able to have 3 of those in your deck. I'm sorry. If you can't understand it, I might not explain it well enough, but I just feel what I feel. Harpies. This might be a little biasness because I'm a combo player, but I do try to keep my bias under control. And I don't mind combos. I don't mind control players. I want to also get this understood. I don't mind control players at all. So please don't take this as me disrespecting control players, but I do think it's a checks and balance things, and I think Harpies can go to 3. Every deck, Harpies hits for the most part. Every deck gets hit by it. It's a very strong card, but it's a normal spell, which says a lot. You can't use this in a draw or standby phase. Like, there's so many decks that would benefit from this, but those same decks also are hit by this. I think Harpies is a really good card. It should go to 3. Why not? Let's just see what happens. Emergency Teleport. In a world where Fossil Dig is at 3 and Drytron Nova is at 3, I don't get why Emergency Teleport can't be at 3. I mean, it makes, Virtual World more consistent. Virtual World needs consistency. Like, the only problem with Virtual World is, oh, well, I have a Lily and I have a Lao Lao. What am I supposed to do? It needs consistency. Emergency Teleport, really good card. I can't remember if it's once per turn. That would be the only thing that would change it for me. You shouldn't be able to summon out 3 monsters at the same time. But an errata could fix that if that's what it is, but I really don't remember. Imperial Order. Y'all are tripping. Y'all want Imperial Order banned for what? It cuts off a third of, okay, like, it cuts off spells that need to be cut off. And everybody is hurt by this. If there's a deck that can play around this, great. There's plenty of cards that macro, let's just say, banishes. There's decks that can play around that, great. That's cutting off all time. You want to talk about a third of the engines, macro cuts off 90% of decks. But we're okay with that, because it's not meta right now. Like, y'all just don't like Imperial Order because it's a meta card. Like, y'all gotta stop just hating something because it's popular. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you play Sky Strikers and you get dogged out. I feel that, I'm sorry, but y'all got a pot of greed. Like, y'all got enough. Like, Strikers are fine. You gotta stop complaining. Imperial Order, stay exactly where it is right now. At 1, you have to hard draw it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't search it. There's no reason for it to be banned. Like, y'all tripping at this point. Semi-limited. Put Mally at 3. Why not? Heroes is about to get support. I would love for Heroes to be tier 1. Why not? Put Mally at 3. Okay, so here's things that are not on the ban list that I guess need to be talked about. We're going to just start with Zeus. Zeus is probably actually a problematic card. Here's the thing, though. Zeus is not problematic in most decks, believe it or not. Decks that can turbo Zeus out is where Zeus becomes problematic. For instance, in a deck like Drytron, right, it's typically a going first deck, and there's really not a lot of room for the XYZs to attack. Zeus, it comes in grind games, but that's what it should be for, right? And it clears the whole board. Like, my board's not safe just because, like, it sends too. Dragoon's gone if it's out. Zeus not problematic. 2 Zeuses though. I say we limit Zeus to 1. If you can pull Zeus out, great, but after that, he's done. You shouldn't be able to put a Zeus on top of a Zeus. I can respect that. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's just talk about him. Dragoon. I don't know how you could ban Dragoon. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think Dragoon does anything wrong. It's a very powerful card, but that's what it is. It is a power. There's a lot of powerful cards. UCT is a powerful card. You gonna ban UCT? And yes, I've heard people try to ban UCT. That's what I mean. You guys are crazy. Dragoon's powerful. I don't think it should be banned, but I understand people's frustrations with it. So what I think we really need to look at is, are we gonna ban Verte Anaconda, or are we gonna ban Red Eyes Fusion? Here's the pros and cons of both. I don't have an answer to this, by the way. Luckily, it's just September. If you ban Red Eyes Fusion, right, it takes away the consistency of getting Dragoon in decks that run Red Eyes Fusion that need it. The Sub-Terrors, the Dark Magicians, like those type of decks need these types of supports to survive. But if you ban Anaconda, there are plenty of decks that don't take advantage of Anaconda for Dragoon. For instance, Shaddoll decks. I think is a very clever way to get Wind out. I could be wrong. I know y'all don't like Winda either. I love strong cards just as much as I love Floodgates. I love everything this game has to offer. I think if you could pull it out and it's not super unfair, you just got to beat it. I think that Anaconda is used great in a lot of rogue decks, and it's used great in a lot of control decks as well. But if I had to pick now, I would say you ban Anaconda. It's just two effect monsters. That's just not enough. You know what I mean? Like, I run it in almost every build, and it's able to be ran in almost every build, and that's a problem. Let's go ahead and address Drytron. And I understand I made Tri-Brigade better by putting Dryden back. I don't think Tri-Brigade really has a problem, if I'm being... And I don't run Tri-Brigade at all. Like, not at all. I have no idea. Like, I just know the combos from playing against it. I don't run it. I just don't think it's that much of a problem. I think it's just a good deck. Ava, we could probably put Ava to 1. I don't think we should outright ban it. Y'all tripping with that. But to 1, that's fair. You should only be able to use Ava's effect once. And then the thing is, you can go Ava the second time around and banish the original Ava. Like, that's unfair. Ava to 1, it's not going to help with the beginning board, but it's going to help with grind game consistency. Trust me. I run Drytron. Trust me. That second Ava comes up all the time. Lastly, Mystic Mind. I'm going to go ahead and say y'all tripping still. And right now, I know I'm talking to a whole nother list of people. And this list of people I'm talking to probably been on my side up until this point. Y'all got to stop complaining too, man. Like, y'all complaints are just as irritating as their complaints. It's a balance. Why should Mystic Mind be banned? There's no interactions. Y'all ran Dragon Link. Are you kidding me? You want to talk about interact? Oh, well, then you should just run Dark Ruler for Dragon Link. Let me tell you what Dragon Link was doing. They were doing Dark Ruler. What is it? Because you can... I can't remember exactly. And it might have been Forbidden Droplets. I apologize. I didn't really look into this. You can do another response that's not a monster effect or something like that, and then hot red to that, and it's technically not chaining to the card. Actually, let me look at it. Okay, I'm back. Here is exactly what Dark Ruler does for you. Neither player can respond to a monster effect. Meaning, if you have hot red on the field when Dragon Link was in his prime, Dragon Link was able to, let's just say, chain the trap. Chain Titan. And then hot red stop Dark Ruler because it didn't chain to Dark Ruler. You couldn't draw a card if they set their board. There was almost nothing. If they set their full board and got their board, there was nothing you could do. Well, Mystic Mind is just one card you can play, then play it out. You can play spells and traps. Harpies. You just don't want to keep a spell and trap in your main board for consistency, but that's what the game is. Mystic Mind is a card. It's not unfair. It's not more unfair than Dragoon. It's not more unfair than Ultimateness. Like, Ultimateness can literally have 5 negates in the same chain. Like, you can't talk to me about unfair and you're talking about Mystic Mind when there's so many boards. Like, as Dinos, I set up a board where you can't use magic cards and Tyria Beast. I have Borolo Savage Dragon. I have UCT, and I have Dragoon. A 4K Dragoon at that. You want to talk about unfair? Oh, and a Doka. I apologize. I also have a Doka or an Abyss Dweller. It depends on what I want to set right there. I have a full board of negates. And you want to talk about unfair for Mystic Mind, y'all can miss me with that. Point being, if it was up to me, I wouldn't really even make a change this format. I'm fine with the format the way it is. So, y'all let me know in the comment sections where maybe I'm tripping. You let me know. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And outside of that,
best. I don't fail shit, I don't rest. Or scoop a brick, I won't let you take a win, that's 2-0. Move slow when I combo, that's Dragon Link. Pass turn, no need to think. The world I'm in is virtual, where the sky's Ojama pink.